Good morning, busy dads, busy people everywhere. I thought that this morning I would just take a couple of minutes to respond to a couple of comments that were left on a recent video of mine. They give me an opportunity to talk about one or two things that I think are really, really worth talking about. So the first comment comes from Paolo G. And Paolo says, are you really claiming that you train for only 80 minutes per week? If you are, sorry, I don't believe you. And Paolo, first thing I want to say is, fair enough. If someone had showed me photos of my physique right now, back in the day when I was training 80 minutes a day, and told me that I could look this way with 80 minutes a week, I would think they were selling me a lie. I would think it was bullshit. And YouTube is awash with people who promise quick fixes and quick results and miracle results when really they're training much harder than they let you know. And so I think it's healthy skepticism to see my videos and think he's probably doing like secret bench press sessions every night and just getting his muscles pumped up before he does a video. And I mean, not that I miss the universe, but I'm in fairly good shape, and it's quite reasonable, I think, to be skeptical about whether I really do train for just 80 minutes. All I can say to you is, my friend, I promise you that it's true. You can ask anybody in my life, I mean, you don't know them, but they will all testify that it really is true, and it has been true. And there was absolutely no intention of making a YouTube channel. The thought was a million miles from my mind when I created this program for myself. When my daughter was born, I thought, okay, here comes the dad bod. All I'm going to try and do for the next year, 2, 3, 4 years is do the bare minimum of training to just stop myself from losing all fitness and conditioning. Okay, so my goal with the Busy Dad program was never an ambitious one. It was only ever to maintain just some kind of credible baseline of conditioning. And then my body just started mutating in front of me, and I got into the best shape of my life. And that was the reason that I made the program. That was how it started. I never thought that I would get these kinds of results with the program, but I have, and I promise you that it's true, my friend. You say that you've got 2 or 3 years of training behind you, and you've not seen results like that. My man, I had 8 years of serious training behind me, and I'd never been in this kind of shape. In fact, I had been for about a day after a 30-day cut, where I was in an extreme caloric deficit, training for an hour a day. It was horrible. It was hell on earth. And then 2 days later, I didn't look that way anymore because I started eating again. But I really believe that there's something about this training modality, this combination of these movements with the emphasis on speed and efficiency, on doing them as quickly as possible, that just does amazing things to the human body. I haven't seen many before and after photos of internet followers, but where I live, every dad here is on the Busy Dad program. And the ones who do it seriously, it's just a joy for me to see the changes in their physique as well. So please give the program a try if you're skeptical. Try it for 3 to 6 months, as Ragnar said, and see if you see an effect. I really think that you will, and I don't know, I hope that addresses the skepticism a little bit. So the next question kind of ties into this one. King Kong, or Paul, asked, why is it that you really think of the Navy SEAL with such reverence? Why is it a sacred movement of your program? Why are you so convinced that it's basically all you need for upper body definition? And again, I'm not coming to this as a theoretician, I'm coming to this as just a dad who trains. And so my first approach here is just from experience. All I can tell you is I'd never done Navy SEALs before, and 6 months into doing them, I did not recognize my body, and especially my upper body. What is the strange magic of the Navy SEAL? There's something about that movement of bringing the leg to the knee to the chest as you move up from the push position. That of course, obviously, engages the core, But I also think it forces you to round your shoulders a little bit at the top of the movement, more so than you would at the top of a push-up, which I think brings a new dimension of trap and rear delt activation. My shoulders have never looked the way they look since I started doing Navy SEALs, and I think that's a big part of it. And yeah, I'm not sure if it's something about the way that the core gets fatigued that then makes the upper body work even harder. What I can say is you can run this experiment for yourself. Do a 3-pump burpee, which of course is the equivalent push-up volume of a Navy SEAL, and pair it with a Navy SEAL. Do 20 minutes of 3 pumps. See how that feels compared to 20 minutes of Navy SEALs. The Navy SEAls are so much harder. They're so much harder than 3 pumps. And I don't think that's just because of the core activation. I think that's also because of the demand that they put on the rear delts and the traps. So there's just a magic synergy about all the muscles working together in the way that they do with the Navy SEAL, with the 10 counts. And I'd love to speak to a sports scientist and get them to give us deeper insight into why it works so well. But all I can say is it does. It is a sacred movement. So my thoughts at a certain point give out and I just become a practitioner rather than a theorist. All I can say is my experience of training the Navy SEAL in particular was just that it morphed my body and got me the fittest and the strongest I've ever been. Okay, so it's a sacred movement, and when something is sacred, you don't try too much to understand it, you just worship it. All right, my friends, I hope that those answers are somewhat satisfactory, if not completely satisfactory, and I hope that you all have an excellent weekend. We'll see you next week for the Busy Dad mass building program. Very excited.